Oral health can be impacted by your teeth and the condition of your gums. Your mouth is the gateway to your body, so it's very important that you take care of your oral health, especially for your if you want to take care of your general well-being. Well, in today's video, we're going to be talking about how oral health can play an important role in your overall health. So, the the mouth is is full of harmful and beneficial bacteria. So, there can be disturbed, which can lead to oral problems such as gum disease, cavitatus, and infections. So it's very important that you maintain your overall oral health by brushing your teeth properly, using fluoride toothpaste, and all these things, which we'll get into later. So, poor oral hygiene, such as not brushing, flossing, and and not brushing properly, etc., doing all the bad habits, they can lead to harmful bacteria which can enter the bloodstream and cause inflammation in other parts of the body. So it's very important that you take care of your oral health, and why you should consider watching this video. Because if your oral health is not good, then your overall well-being will not be good no matter what you do. Because we all start in the morning by brushing our teeth. So it's very important that we get the basics right to ensure that we we maximize our health at a young age. So there are many different things to consider, like many research has shown that oral health is isolated with many serious health conditions, such as, for example, heart disease. Like like if you have gum disease, for example, gum disease in your teeth, like you have gum disease, it can increase the risk of heart disease. If you have gum disease, it can lead to heart disease. The Because the inflammation is caused by the gums, which can trigger inflammation in the arteries as a result of it, which can contribute to narrowing the arteries, which is where you take in oxygen, blood, nutrients, etc., which can lead to heart attacks or strokes. If you do not get enough blood per minute in your heart, it can lead to stroke, it can lead to heart attacks, and yeah, it can lead to those things. Like if you're not getting enough oxygenated blood around your body, it can be a problem. Especially for older people, it can be a very cautious thing to consider looking at. And if you have diabetes, poor oral health, it can be hard. Like for example, if you have poor oral health, like gum disease, for example, you have that issue. You have that issue. It can make it harder to control blood sugar levels for people who already have type 1, type 2 diabetes, or even type 3. So diabetes can increase the risk of gum disease if you do not consider taking care of your oral health. Your oral health is pretty much the foundation of everything in your human body. Like it doesn't matter what you do, if you do not take care of your oral health, everything will be gone. Your day, you won't feel as good. So yeah, so it's very important that you take care of these things. Like for example, respiratory health, like bacteria in the mouth can travel to your lungs, leading to infections like pneumonia. I don't know how to say this term. I'll put it in the text because it's quite a long term, and it can lead to lung conditions such as pulmonary disease and a lot more. And it can be a problem for people who are purgency, like for example, gum disease during purgency has been linked to a birth and a low birth weight. So that can play an important role. If your mouth is not clean, you don't take care of your mouth. Your mouth is pretty much what you consume, what you do with your mouth, your teeth, is pretty much plays a significant role in your whole body. If that's not taken care of, it's pretty much all over. So it's very crucial that you take care of these things by brushing twice a day, using the right toothbrush. Perf- I prefer electric of because it's the best one to use. And yeah, if you do not do these things, it can be a big problem in the long run. And yeah, stroke, like if you have gum disease, is linked to increased chances of stroke. Like you can get blood clotting, like your blood might start clotting up, leading to strokes because gum diseases can lead to so many different issues in the body. And you may find that you may have bone loss because of the gum disease, and you may also encounter um, you may have more diseases, more problems, and yeah, it can affect your bones overall. Like gum disease is something that's we all want to avoid, and to do this, you simply follow the hygiene rules. Do consider checking out my checklist where I give you everything that you need to know about oral health. If you follow this checklist, you'll never be in this situation. So I suggest you go and check this out because everything I'm saying is right now is basically on the checklist to make sure that you make on this comprehensive checklist to make sure that your oral health is in top shape. But moving on, how can you prevent oral how can you maintain a good oral health? Well, to do this, before we move on to that, we've got to also consider that oral health can affect your mental health. You can be the most productive person there is in the entire world. You can pretty much be that type of person. But if you do not take care of your oral health in the morning, you don't even spend 5 minutes, you don't even spend 2 minutes just brushing your teeth, you don't even do that. It can lead to low self-esteem. You'll be dismotivated to do things. You'll have more depression, anxiety. Your body will not feel good. Your emotions, your dopamine will go like whoop. It'll be like very low. Your motivation levels will just go down like this, like a rainfall, you know. So it's very important. Like people who tend to brush their teeth, tend to follow the oral care, tend to live, they do tend to live longer overall. And not only that, they tend to smile more, they tend to feel better overall. Your oral health is such a small thing. Your mouth is pretty much such a thing that it leads to so many different parts of the body. So it's very important that you take care of your oral health because if you don't, it can lead to many different problems. So yeah, so it's very important that you do those things. So how can you maintain good oral hygiene? Well, brush your teeth at least twice a day with fluoride toothpaste. Floss daily to remove food particles between your teeth and along your gum line. Regular dentist checkups, some every 6 months to 1 year, something like that. If you find issues, do consider going earlier and make sure to have a balanced diet with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. I'm sure you learned this all in school where they teach you about what you should be eating and whatnot. So we're not going to really go into too much detail about diet. just eat the healthy foods and avoid smoking and tobacco, because these things can increase the risk of gum disease, oral cancer, and other health problems outside of thing. But that's another topic on its own. But avoid the bad stuff. That's my advice. So yeah, avoid those things to ensure that you, and make sure to drink plenty of water so you can wash away anything that may be stuck in your teeth. And yeah, and I recommend going to the dentist because they can give you solutions as to what you should be doing because they're specialized in it. And before it, because if you don't, it'll be too late and it's going to be much more expensive to deal with later on. So I suggest if you have any issues, go and visit a dentist as soon as you possibly can. Your oral health is more of a priority. Like, I'd rather you prioritize your oral health more than exercise, let's be honest, like going to the gym. Because the thing is, if you do not prioritize your oral health, you're not going to be able to lift the weights. You're just not going to be able to do it. Because why? If you do not take care of your oral health, you're not going to be motivated. Your emotions will be very low. Your motivation levels will not be there. You tend to struggle to get through the day, and it will just not be a good experience overall. So it's very important that you take care of your oral health because it can play a crucial role. Like, if you do not take care of your oral health, it can lead to many diseases, chronic inflammation, other organs, and it can lead to blood clotting, etc. in the long run. Because because bacteria can accumulate over time inside your teeth, and then after that your teeth will start to change in color. From white it'll turn to yellow, and then from yellow it might change to another color, and then from there you may encounter a dry mouth, which can be caused by dehydrations or diabetes. If left untreated, it can lead to chances of tooth decay or gum disease, and as a result, it'll be very hard to eat food or do anything. So it's very important that you uh, take care of your oral health. And um, yeah, so mouth sores are very important, and oral health is very important because it can play a role in your overall life, because we all tend to, um, at least brush for 2 minutes in the morning. That's the first thing we do when we get out of bed. So it's very important that you prioritize that before anything else. Otherwise, it's not going to be good. I'm just repeating it many times so you guys can actually get a visual understanding and a feeling of what it's like not brushing your teeth, because I don't want any of you guys ending up going to this condition, because it's very hard to recover from. Once you have gum disease, it's like very hard to get out of, because you're going to have so many different problems coming towards you, and one problem after another can overall lead to a depressing life no matter what you try to do. So it's very important to take care of your gum, of your oral health. And also, there's some research that shows that your oral health can there's a there's a connection between your oral health and your gut microbiome. Because the bacteria in the mouth can influence the gut flora and flora, which means that it can link to crash it can lead to many diseases and even mental health issues. So for those who like to go deeper into science, it can link to the gut microbiome if you do not take care of your oral health. There's many statistics to back this up. So yeah, and also um, it's very important to follow dentist guidelines and all these things. And did you know that your genetics that you are born with can play a role in your oral health? Like some people are to genetically um have the conditions like gum disease or tooth decay, which there's nothing you can do about it if they're born with it. Like, but to minimize it, you can exercise more, diet, oral health, do all the good stuff. So, in conclusion, you should maintain your oral health because why? It will give you a beautiful smile throughout the day and well-being. The mouth is basically it's like a door. Your mouth is like a door. It when you put something in, it opens the door and then it closes it again. So it's very important that you take care of your oral health, have a healthy diet, do all those things. Do consider checking out my checklist where I give you bullet points as well if you want to learn more about it. So yeah, it's very important that you do all those things because if you do not, then it'll be a problem. So that's pretty much the end of it. However, before we end the video, I always like to answer people's questions. I like to do it at the very last to make sure that you understand the concept first and then the questions I will obviously say, and then yeah, that's how it works. So some of you guys have been asking me lately is some of you guys might ask me. I know you guys are maybe shy to ask me, but I'm willing to answer the questions related to this topic. But just for assumptions, I'm just gonna answer some questions. How does oral health affect my heart? Oral health, poor oral health hygiene can link to gum disease, which can link to um, inflammation in the body, and it can link to and it can affect basically, yeah, it can affect the arteries and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Because gum disease, as I said before in the earlier video, it can, if your arteries are not getting enough blood flowing, oxygenated blood, such as the food you consume, the oxygen you breathe in, and all these things, which is known as aerobic endurance in physical terms, it can link to heart disease and stroke. You won't be pumping enough blood. By the way, if you're concerned about diabetes, you should consider listening to this. Can gum disease increase my risk of diabetes? Yes, it can cause gum disease because why? If you do not take care of your oral health, there's a higher chance of the gum disease causing diabetes for people with their blood sugar levels. Like if you have type 2ish diabetes, which is even worse than type 1, it can worsen the gum disease even more, creating the never ending cycle for your overall health. So yeah, it's very important that you take care of these things. And yeah, so poor is it true that poor oral health can lead to respiratory problems? Yes, this is true because the mouth can harmful bacteria that you inhale from outside, from wherever, go into the lungs which can lead to respiratory infections such as pneumonia, especially with people who have weakened immune system, people who are 50 plus, 60 plus, 70, 80, the old ages. It can link to those things. A weak immune system is not good for people because, you know, it can link to several other diseases, which it's a long topic on its own. Can I prevent cavities just by brushing my teeth? Well, you it depends. You can brushing is very important. Make sure to do that every day, no exception. But try to do flossing daily, like and make sure every day you use fluoride toothpaste because fluoride has its benefits on its own and limit sugary foods, do all the healthy stuff to minimize the chances of cavities. Brushing alone is not enough, but it does play pretty much 85 to 90% of the role. Visiting the dentist every 6 months ish. And if your oral health is not in check, by the way, it can affect your digest digestion of foods. Like for example, you won't be able to chew properly, and it can influence the balance of your gut bacteria, affecting your digestion overall. It's not good. So yeah, stress is another one. Stress can cause oral problems because if you're stressed, it can lead to conditions like teeth grinding like you bite your teeth constantly. You don't bother to take care of your oral health. As a result, you lead to dry mouth, and then the routine gets worse and worse. So stress can be, depending on how much stress you have. Low stress, no, but if the stress makes you in a way that you do not bother about oral health at all, like you skip brushing some days, over time this can accumulate, and as a result, it can affect your oral health. You cannot so yeah. And by the way, another question is um does oral health link to mental health? The answer to that question is yes, it does. Because if you do not have good oral health, again, it can your motivation levels will be much lower, and it can lead to worse problems. And another question is, can I reverse gum disease? um you can reverse gum disease with proper oral hygiene and professional cleaning. However, if however, it may not be the guarantee, but you can try, depending on how worse your condition is. Are dental procedures like root cannulas or extraneous risky for oral health? If this is not done properly, then it can lead to infections that may spread to other parts of the body. So make sure to follow the instructions and consult with your dentist to for those things. Obviously, I'm not an expert in that, but I do know some things about it relating to this because I've encountered it before. And how does dry mouth affect your overall health? Like dry mouth can again increase the risk of cavities, gum disease, bad breath, blah blah blah, and it can dehydration, and it can even lead to diabetes, especially with people with type 1 already. It can turn it to type 2 because they're not even taking care of their oral health. If you have a healthy oral health, you can smile better, you can minimize the chances of a heart disease, you pretty much feel like you're younger than yourself. Like outside you may not look young, like your face may not look like it, but inside, so 50% will look like you're face, but 60% will come from the inside part of your body. Your inside part of the body will most benefit from you taking care of your oral health, because the mouth is the gateway, as I said, is the door towards your body. So I recommend that you, as for foods, the best foods for oral health include dairy products, vitamin C, D, citrus fruits, leafy greens, and apples, carrots. They promote healthy stuff. Try to avoid processed sugary foods as much as you can again. And yeah. And if you have bleeding gums, go to visit the dentist. If you have poor oral health, it can be sign of a bad breath. And because yeah, so it's very important that you do all those things. And make sure to avoid smoking. Smoking can lead to all those bad things within your teeth. And yeah, so that's pretty much all the questions I think you guys may ask. I may miss some, but that's what I think based on my knowledge. I think that's what I think. So in conclusion, after all that, your oral health plays a significant role in your overall mental, physical health. It does. So it plays a role in your heart, your everything. So it's very important you take care of your oral health. If you skip it, then it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you are if you do not take care of your oral health. So I know this video is getting a little bit long, but this topic has to be going into depth. So anyways, my so yeah, that's basically my conclusion. Do consider asking me questions down below in the comments. And my question to you guys is, do you have a favorite oral care product? Like, what oral product do you use? What challenges do you guys face about maintaining oral hygiene? Like, do let me know, because right now I'm just making videos and no one is commenting about anything, and it's really, really making me think on what to do, because I really want to help you guys, but if I do not get feedback, how can I do it? And yeah, have you guys ever experienced oral health issues that may affect your oral health? Like, make sure share your story, like be confident, because at the end of the day, there's no point of hiding. You can never hide when it comes to oral health. You have to take care of it. You have to make sure that you be on top of everything. Your oral health is probably the main part. So yeah, in conclusion, that's everything you need to consider. So yeah, do consider liking, sharing, and subscribing once again. I plan to grow this YouTube channel further, so do support me, guys. And yeah, I hope to see you soon in the next one.